Today we are going to talk about space. No, not this space. This space. Hi, I'm Shauna. I sold my 2,000 plus square foot home and Toyota Prius, bought an e-bike, got a tiny home rental, and now I'm saving and planning for a van life / box truck. Join me for the adventure while I go over hot tips, planning, saving strategies, and more. Space is limited. As you can see, I actually probably have more space on my counters than some van lifers do. So when you have limited space, you have to think smart with what you can use in that space. So I am already in the mode of buying things and using things that will fit in a van. So that means I don't have an oven, as you can see. No oven. This is it. This is my counter and cabinet space, and it's not much, but it can definitely be less if you're doing a van. So when I am buying things or reducing things down, I am clearly thinking what's going to fit in my van and what can I use in the van and not just have in the van. It has to be usable and functionable. If it's multifunctional, that's even better. So things I'm not about to get rid of: coffee. I love it too much. This is small enough that it fits in a van, and I'm just gonna be honest, even if it didn't fit, I'm gonna make it fit because I am a coffee lover and I can't be without it. You don't want to know me without it. All right, I haven't reinvented the wheel. Everybody has seen a portable cooktop before on YouTube. It only works with certain types of pans, which I found out the hard way. I thought mine was broken and I was just an idiot using the wrong type of pan. So don't make that mistake. So portable cooktops, I think they're great because if you don't want to stink up your van with cooking smells, you can take it outside. If you had it built in with a cover, you'd have more counter space. But again, that takes money that some of us do not have. So we use portable cooktops. And if you, speaking of limited space, being you don't have an oven, because oven would take up literally those 3 drawers. So you have to make decisions. Do you really use an oven that much? Do you? So if you do, this would be the space you'd be losing for storage. That would be your oven there. So if you don't have the storage to lose or the money, you can actually do some things with this that are oven-like. Can't maybe do everything. You can't cook your Thanksgiving turkey on this, but guess what you can do? You can make some cookies on this. And I have done it. I was kind of like surprised, I don't know what the word is, that they actually tasted as good as they did, but you can make cookies and popcorn from a frying pan. I've done it. It's fantastical. But yeah, so if you have limited space, you can use this and use some features of an oven with a frying pan. You just gotta obviously be able to have a good lid to seal it up to make it oven-like. But by the way, I only have one pan. Why do I have one pan? Because again, space is limited. So this is my everything pan. I don't have like a saute pan, a mama pot pan. This is it. If I need to make noodles, like if I'm making spaghetti, I'm making my spaghetti noodles in here, and while it's over here draining and straining, I'm back over here making the meat and then eventually combining them. There is no other pans. This is it. Universal pan. Maybe I wish it was a little bit like taller so that I could boil noodles a little bit easier, but it works. Again, you gotta use what space you have in the best way that you can. So clearly in the back there, that's my cutting board, but the other thing you've probably seen on YouTube is this foldable drainer rack here. It's great, does the purpose, and again, it works with whatever kitchen space you have. If you need it to be less space to work in, you just fold it up. I kind of use it about right there. So another great item. Once again, coffee maker. So heading back to, do I put an oven in my van? So as we just mentioned, you can do some oven things from this portable cooktop, but if you really are a hardcore oven person and you want to do those turkeys and hams in the oven, you can still keep this space, because I have this great idea for you, and that is to use a smart oven that has features such as, let me move the camera, air fry, bake, broil, reheat, roast, toast. This is where your temperature is, and this is your timer. One awesome thing about this is you don't have any kind of tech learning curve to figure this thing out. It's as simple as dials of temperature, what do you want to do, and your timer. When you open it up, it comes with it. You get your baking tray, make some cookies or put whatever, I don't know, roast on there. And then your air fry basket for some French fries, sweet potato fries, veggies, anything like that. So look at this. Here's my hand for size reference. This is not that big. This does not take up that much space. So compared to losing 1, 2, 3 drawer space here, that would be a small oven, you can now replace it with this tiny little square of a thing that does everything. Oh, and also it steams, which I haven't used that feature yet, but again, this thing does everything. And I wish I was an affiliate for it. Wink, wink, wink. If you're watching this, our place, I love your product. But yeah, I highly recommend this wonderful smart oven. It takes the place of so many things. So much you can do with it versus a cooktop. But there's one more appliance I would highly recommend if you need it to be multifunctional and take up less counter space. The Instapot. The Instapot, it actually takes up less counter space than this cooktop. This cooktop, look, the length of the cooktop versus the width of this Instapot. So less space, it's gonna definitely use more power than the cooktop, but less space, and it uses, again, it has multifunctional things you can do with cooking. So, you know, rice, steam feature, soups, meat stews, beans, chili, poultry, slow cook, saute. Another thing I learned late in life, saute. Saute can actually be changed to, not changed, but you can use saute to actually make this become like your frying pan. You can actually make scrambled eggs down there. So when you hit saute and you got some butter down in here, this is gonna heat up like a frying pan does, like your cooktop over there. And this is where you could cook some scrambled eggs, your chicken, your ground beef, anything you're doing on this cooktop, you can do in the Instapot when you hit saute. So once again, this Instapot, taking up very little space, can now do so much multifunctional stuff for you, and it's smart. It's the smart way to go. So I highly recommend smart oven, highly recommend an Instapot, and if you do have the space, why not go ahead and get yourself a cooktop. So there you go. When you have very limited space, you gotta be smart with what you can do, and for me, that would be a smart oven, Instapot, and a cooktop. So until the next tips and tricks, have a great one and take care.